It's day 3 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Advent Calendar. Today's question comes from Maddie on Blue Sky. You have the power to remake stories from different eras. What 60s story would you have remade in the 70s, 70s in the 80s, and so on? Oof, wow. How far do you want to take this? 70s, 80s, 80s to 90s, and making one in the 90s would be kind of interesting, and then I guess 2000s into like maybe the 2010s or something like that, and after that maybe it gets a little bit silly, but
I think the modern era, I don't think it works, honestly.
Not as much.
Yeah, so I think it works better with the old ones, yeah.
Okay.
How do we want to remake it? Is it just like, better lenses and cameras, or like rejiggering the story
different
so
approach,
something is
different
better,
showrunner,
or
different
costumes?
Yeah, that's true. Different approach showrunner, a companion duo sort of thing, like.
Or is it more of a like geopolitical thing where it's like
that could be it.
How norms shift across time, or things like that.
Who of course are our enemies, but.
All norms are.
All norms are.
But things like, and it's not really going to be 60s and the 70s, but like the Celestial Toy Maker being looking nothing like the Michael Guff and the NPH versions are nowhere similar.
So here's what we do with that, because it's the 70s. We basically have John Bennett in his Lisa Chang makeup as the Celestial Toy Maker. Let's go full racist. Let's just go 100% racist, yellow face, and all.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like would you recast Lisa Chang with an actual?
No. Oh, in the
Chinese
80s.
Person.
Well, God, even in the 80s, let me tell you.
Because I apologize to the person who posed the question, but going, taking a story from whatever decade and doing a revamp the next decade, I don't know if that's necessarily enough time for things to change in a positive manner. Although I guess it didn't ask for a positive change either.
No, you could make it worse. You could always make it worse.
We could make it worse.
You could always make it worse. My mantra in life, really.
You could always make it worse. What other anytime you remake something, you're probably making it a little bit worse. Let's face it.
I would like to see. I'm trying to think of, this is the only one I can think of from the 60s. The War Machines or Enemy of the World, both done in the style of a 70s thriller, in the way that only 70s thrillers can be made. You see what I'm saying here? Like
Enemy of the World could work in that fashion.
Yeah. Sure. It's kind of like, the names of them are escaping me. Steven, rattle some off here. The Warren Beatty one, the Parallax View, that kind of stuff.
Oh, Parallax View. I know what you mean.
Make a really paranoid thriller starring the Third Doctor with one of those 60s ones, like War Machines or like Enemy of the World, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That would actually work. Yeah, like a War Machines, written by Malcolm
Shot on
Hulke.
film. You'd have to shoot on film like Spearhead Face for it to work, really.
So a strike has happened, and we are now remaking, because a strike has happened at the BBC, and we can no longer have original scripts, and we can't shoot on the BBC Television Centre. So we have to remake something like The War Machines with John Pertwee's Doctor, and it has to be all on 16mm film. I don't see the problem here, honestly, but... It'd still be, you still have the post office tower. That would still be there. But the machine, and it'd be written by Malcolm. No, it wouldn't be written because we're going to do that. But Malcolm Hulke is doing it on the side because he's a communist. And he does.
We get some Hollywood screenwriter, the writer of the Parallax View, for instance. Who cares? Like this is all flim flam nonsense I'm coming up with here anyway.
I like this. I agree. Sometimes some stories feel like they're a little ahead of their time in regards to Doctor Who. Like I look at The Invasion and it's like Patrick Troughton has no business being in this episode. What's he doing here? This is a unit story. This is from John Pertwee's time. This is not your time, Patty Troughton. Like The Invasion, you could just easily just flip right into John Pertwee mode. Pretty easily.
I mean, unit, everything, all that would
either unit story, Web of Fear as well.
That too, actually. Yeah, the Web of Fear a lot. Well, how would you? I don't know. Maybe you could do. We seem to be dumping on this is like the Web Planet Advent calendar these days, but like making the Web Planet except in the Hinchcliffe era, and like Vortis is like the Planet of Evil set, and Roger Murray Leach has like done up Vortis, and then they cut to studio, and then it just looks as bad as it normally does. But
70s to 80s is way tougher.
You know what? I often thought about, because I know John Nathan Turner, when Shada was canceled, he requested and was approved the kept all the materials for it, and was hoping to like remount it as like a 50-minute specials or something like that. Can you imagine like basically redoing Shada? Like the gap.
Yes, because I've done it 7 times.
That's a good point. Like, can you imagine like if Tom Baker came back? So let's say Baker says, I don't want to do the 5 Doctors, but what I will do, since 1983 is the time of this, with Never Say Never Again, I will come back as a competing, for Yorkshire Television does a remount of Shada using some of the same old footage that they use, but also 4 years older Tom Baker wearing a wig because he shaved it off for the Hound of the Baskervilles or something like that, and they basically remake Shada, and it's terrible. And they make it for Yorkshire Television, and it gets 2.3 million people opposite Children in Need and 5 Doctors. So Shada is my guess for the 70s to 80s.
Chris, what you got? We've been blabbing away here.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think.
What about 80s to 90s? I mean, 80s and 90s.
I'm having trouble with 80s and 90s as well. Like it's a tough one.
I know about that. I think
I'd like to Vengeance on Veros, but it's more focused on like the nascent internet. So
I like that idea. Yeah.
So there's more commentators in the background. Like this is 90s internet, so it's a little different. But you'd have like people coming in the background. They get everything wrong, just like all those movies from the time did, like Hackers in the Net.
Yeah. I could see like Vengeance on Veros like still being like it's a weird time in the 90s where like some stuff was like basically being shot single camera but still on videotape.
Yeah.
Like, Neverwhere, that series from
Edgar Wright's early stuff.
Yeah, like there's some other stuff like what are you
2000s,
doing? Yeah, like late 90s or something. I think it would look really bad today, and they'd probably shoot it like, well, this is going to be 16:9 some point, so we need to like frame it and crop it and everything like that.
It's all ambitious videotape, let's put it that way.
Yeah, all these Dutch angles everywhere. It would be like really weird looking.
Arguably early new Doctor Who is ambitious videotape, so
that's true.
I wonder about something like the 90s was kind of like the big rise of CG.
Oh yeah,
something like Enlightenment and all the space shots are CG. Maybe
that would lose its charm, honestly.
Well, but also you'd get like whenever something that isn't hardware shows up in Voyager, and it's just and take your pick, the Deep Space Nine's like this too, and probably Babylon 5 and all the rest of them.
Right.
Anytime a liquid shows up, it just looks so bad now.
That's true. Yeah, when Odo goes into his bucket. Yeah, it's early days of that. Yeah, this is where the fun comes in. What 80s effect that you thought was bad would look even worse somehow with early CG for TV in the 90s? Oof.
The Mirka. The Mirka is bad enough as a pantomime horse, but it'd be even worse as CG, 90s CG.
Warriors of the Deep would somehow look even worse in 1995.
And also the Cold War auspices of it would go right out the window. So what would you do?
Like, what would they do? What I know, like Bond had like, what do we do? Who's our enemy now? We can't. What do we? I don't know. Lithuania? Like I don't know who they.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, like what do we do? Former Soviet republics, maybe? I don't know.
Another one that came to mind was the 90s was the big expansion of Starbucks. So could you incorporate that into Arc of Infinity? And
I was wondering where to go with that.
Gallifreyan coffee shops.
And it's all like hip and total. Like basically it's like it's Arc of Infinity and there's coffee shops everywhere, but it looks and sounds like Empire Records and Hackers.
Exactly. I was trying to figure out how Gallifrey in the 90s would look, and yeah, that's about right. It'd be like a corporate takeover.
Yeah. Nissa's got like a pixie cut or something like. Actually, no.
Shobogans have copies of no logo.
Exactly. There's like a Massive Attack soundtrack on it.
Copies of Adbusters scattered around.
Arc of Infinity.
Andrew Cartmell's there waving it in a Gallifreyan outfit. Look, see, I'm still rebelling.